Sego, everybody. And again, welcome to Mohawk territory. Those of you from far away. What I want to talk about really is what the human rights violations that are taking place in Standing Rock. The brutality of the police force out there is just it's unforgivable. There is no need for peaceful protesters who are just defending the water and defending their land and their territory, defending their treaty rights, to be tear gassed, to have rubber bullets being fired at them, or beanbag rounds. All of these activities and actions are absolutely unnecessary. The United States says it's the leader of the free world, yet it oppresses and suppresses the original peoples. The environmental impact statement issued by the company itself confirmed that over 380 sites would potentially be destroyed by the pipeline. So the pipeline knows, it absolutely knows that it's violating burial grounds and archaeological sites of the Sioux people and others. And so it's deliberate. It's not an accident. It's not something that they just, they didn't know it was there. They absolutely know exactly what they're doing. Now, why we're here today. There are 3 banks in Canada that are invested in this pipeline. And banks should not be funding human rights violations. The TD Bank should be told, Royal Bank of Canada and Scotia Bank should all be told they should not be spending their money so that the pipelines and the cooperative police forces can violate the human rights of the Sioux people.
I was really happy to be asked to speak here today because it's really near and dear to me. I've had friends at Standing Rock, friends who were there when the dogs came, and it's really frustrating, and it's really devastating, and it's really emotional. So, two points that I want to make, and one is the sovereignty of the Standing Rock Sioux Nation. And the other is Indigenous knowledges and how that's connected to the Dakota Access Pipeline and protecting land. So in this struggle, what's often forgotten is that sovereignty, the sovereign status of the Standing Rock Sioux Nation and the sovereignty of Indigenous peoples. So we must not lose sight of that's what this movement is about. And that sovereign status has been ignored by centuries from government, from individuals, from states, including the lack of consultation, the lack of nation-to-nation consultation regarding the Dakota Access Pipeline. It was the Fort Laramie Treaty of 1851 that delineated the boundaries for the Great Sioux Nation. That treaty was repeatedly abrogated, it was broken, and that land has been greatly diminished. They never willingly relinquished their rights to that land. So what is being desecrated? You've heard about the burial grounds and those sacred sites. That is unceded territory of the Standing Rock Sioux Nation, and that is what they're fighting for. You may have heard of the black snake prophecy of the Lakota people. A black snake will come to the territory and it will poison the land, it will poison the air, it will poison the people. How do you defeat that black snake? You defeat that black snake by cutting off its head. And where's the head? It's at these banks. And we must stand with the Standing Rock Sioux Nation, who are doing this for everyone. And it's not just for us here today, it's for the next 7 generations. As Haudenosaunee people, we look forward to the next 7 generations ahead, our children, our grandchildren, our great-great-grandchildren. What do we want to leave behind for them? So today you can use your individual power to help to defeat this black snake. So, Miyako.
And this is the head. The financial institutions that support Dakota Access Pipeline, Energy Transfers, these big companies. So I just closed my account at RBC. I have several accounts there. I have, considerable amount of money at RBC. So I just went in and let them know that I did not want my money to be supporting this. There's no way I think, if all of us here who are at this rally today close our accounts either today or the next coming days, that it'll make some kind of impact and they'll start to get the message. And And this is happening with other banks in the United States as well.
Clients who have actual bank cards to go in there, because then you can't stop a client from going in there, right? You're just doing your business. And you will be, if you have those sheets, make sure that those go around, okay, you hand the sheet over and you can explain to them why you don't want to keep having your money in this bank. And at his day, do not, like this, from the DAPL, you're pulling your money and you won't be the last where everyone's going to pull the money in the banks, okay? So that is the idea.
It's a beautiful thing to see that people are standing together, and the most impressive thing about that is that people are nonviolent, and it's peace and it's prayer and it's love. I mean, it's just so incredibly touching and moving. And you know, as Ongwe people, as you know, Haudenosaunee people, as Mohawk people, we have what has been given to us is the Hundugali-Wadekwa, or the original instructions, the words that come before all else, or the Thanksgiving address, that's instructions that were given to us upon creation, and that's we have to carry out our duties and responsibilities in recognizing our connectedness to all living things, to each other. And if we don't do that, things are going to fall out of balance. And that's what they're trying to do at Standing Rock, right? They're trying to fulfill their obligations and duties as Indigenous peoples to be caretakers of that land. It's not new that we have faced, you know, genocide, centuries of genocide and oppression and colonization, you know, at the hands of those who try to oppress and marginalize us, and it's happened in all of our communities, really. So, you know, the center of it is the Standing Rock Sioux Nation, but it affects all of us. I mean, this is similar to the movement in the 1990 opioid crisis.
Well, if you want to learn more about the opioid crisis, what I can tell you is that it was about land and environment, and about rights at the end of the day. You know, even though like there's still situations, there is the situation in Kahnawake is still unresolved. We did win in a certain measure, because the pine forest that they slated for destruction is still standing. In 1989, it came to light that the municipality of Oka and a private golf course were going to expand their golf course on our lands, cut down trees, put a housing development over our cemetery. They were going to consume the bodies and put a parking lot over it. We stood up and we said no. That was enough. In Kahnawake, we have a very long history of resistance, and also a very long history of being abused by the hands of the police and the state. We stood up, we exchanged, we had a battle with the Circuit of Quebec, so things happened. A 78-day standoff ensued, and after that, the Canadian government called in the army, 5,000 troops. But we were successful in that we saved the forest that was supposed to be cut down. Every place of our ancestors still remains there. And also we lit a fire. We lit a spark underneath the resistance movement. And that spark is still burning, that fire is still burning. I'm very proud to have been part of that.